Hi,
For talking to me.
of
How
course.
have you been?
I've been really good. Yeah, we just had a morning thing, so I rushed back home and yeah, I'm ready to go.
Good. Okay. So very quickly, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is A-bel. I use they them pronouns. I've been a Miss member since 2020, since the great Twitter inception of Miss. Lauren and I like to joke that we're like the first two members to ever join Miss. And I also run our events committee.
Did you immediately start running the events with Miss, or has your role with the organization kind of progressed as since you've been a member?
Yeah, it's kind of evolved. I mean, we didn't have an events committee at first. We've had several different committees over the past 5 years that I've been a part of, such as like our social media committee. And there was another committee too. I can't remember what it's called. Um, but I've always been a really active member of Miss, and so to step up in this events committee chair position was super exciting for me because I just love the organization so much. It's done some really great things for my career and just for me personally as well.
What inspired you to join at the beginning?
Yeah, so what inspired me to join was that in when I was in grad school, I was pursuing my master's in environmental and ocean sciences, doing shark and ray migration. And I was in a cohort of 8 people, and I was the only person of color in this cohort. And that made me feel really sad because I was like, where are the people who look like me who do shark research? I don't know. And like also the people in my cohort didn't do shark research. It was also in the middle of lockdown, as we all know, 2020, never forget. And I was just like, I feel like I need community in this space because all of the shark scientists who I follow on Twitter, they're white, and it's not their fault that they're white. It's just like that's who shows up, and or that was who was showing up at the time, on suggested followers and things like that. And I was like, I just really wish I had some like friends in this community. And so when I heard about Miss and this upcoming thing, I was like, oh, yeah, this sounds like fun. I was like, okay, I'll just fill out this Google form and see where this takes me. Kind of forgot about it. And then all of a sudden it just like blew up all overnight. And I was like, oh my God, this is something really, really special. This is something that is definitely going to change the way that we think about shark science and who is a shark scientist. And, from there, I think the rest was history.
I'm always so fascinated with how Miss started to begin with. How is that how you heard about Miss on Twitter?
Yeah, I mean, back before Elon Musk bought Twitter, I feel like Twitter was such an amazing place to meet colleagues, to meet friends in academia, like even folks outside of the shark science field. I'm still really close with quite a few people I met on Twitter, and that is like really special to me because it was just an opportunity for you to like not only talk about your research, but Twitter is was kind of that space to just give people your thoughts. And sometimes people's thoughts were really funny. And
Mhm.
sometimes people's thoughts were really insightful. And you're like, oh, you're a really cool person. I want to get to know you outside of this like research and science aspect. Um, which is actually how, like, for example, Jada and I met. Jada and I actually, I think we met just after Miss was formed. And I had kind of knew her before that as well. But like the reason why we like started becoming friends was because we like connected on Twitter and we were kind of pitching this like talk to just collaborate together and just do something really silly together about sharks for like a talk series. And we had never met before, and we were like, let's just do this. You seem like a cool person, like. And so we like rated obscure sharks for like a talk series.
And she's so charismatic too, so
Yeah, and she's
true.
so great. I mean, look at her now. She's got this amazing SciComm career. I made her. I'm just kidding.
How would you say that Miss has helped you kind of like in your career and how you progressed in your career?
Oh my God. Yeah. So Miss like basically propelled my career in this shark science space. So I don't do shark science like formally anymore, in the sense that I don't do shark research outside of Miss.
Mhm.
My current job is in like climate change research, but people still know me as the shark person. But basically, when Miss like when we were kicking off and doing all this stuff, you know, we get all these really wonderful partnerships, and like the visibility of Miss was just like amazing and is still like really amazing. And so I had like um TV producers and like people who wanted me for talks and things like that. And it was usually that like somebody saw my name on like the Miss member list and they were like, "Oh, you're based in California. We're doing this thing up in LA. Can you come?" And I was like, "Oh my God, yeah, I'll totally come." And so this was like an opportunity really for me to like get my research out there, you know, in the short time that I did my grad school and like the years after that, but also like get Mrs. name out on the West Coast. And so like yeah, I've been on National Geographic because of Miss, been on PBS because of Miss and Jasmine's show, and like I just did like a panel at the Academy of Motion Picture
Oh,
Museum in LA on Jaws, and that was like super amazing. And they found me through Miss, and so like I've gotten these like once in a lifetime opportunities. Um, and all because of Mrs. Visibility. And it's just really awesome and empowering as like a person of color, especially as a non-binary person of color in these like really tumultuous times, to like be able to speak freely about my identities, but also intersect that with like shark science.
do you get nervous doing stuff like that? I saw your program on Nat Geo last summer. I was like, oh my God.
I, oh my God, yeah. Last summer's one was really kind of like, I got really nervous for that one because you're just like sat there. There's like three cameras pointed at you and they're just like firing questions at you. But after a while, you just start to get so loopy that like you just kind of let go of everything. And like that was one where I could be a little bit more like silly and funny with
Mhm.
it. Cause like I don't think I'm a very serious person. Like, and honestly, a lot of times these people are looking for like the typical like very stoic scientist, and that's just not who I am as a person. And so yeah, I do get really nervous, but being my authentic self on camera, like when we shot for PBS and with Jasmine's show and everything, was actually like some of the most fun times I've had, because I was able to just like be myself instead of this
Yeah.
like in a box scientist, you know.
Do you have, I mean, I'm sure there's so many more to come, but do you have a favorite Miss memory so far?
Oh my God. Um, yes. So it was actually the one that's coming to mind right now was the first year that we did the Miss Summit, which was
Mm.
in person in Seattle. I had already met some of the Miss members in Spokane the year before when we did like a Miss meetup with GMIH and AES at that conference. But the first year Miss Summit was the first time I met Jada, which Jada and I at that point had been collaborating on random science communication things online for like probably 3 years at this point, and we had never met in person. And like I was just like, I had just like gotten in, me and Lauren had gotten dinner and this and that. We were just like in the lobby waiting for the rest of our friends to come. And it was like, I saw Jada from like across the room and I was like, oh my God, it's Jada. And like we ran and like we gave each other the biggest hug. And like honestly, those memories of like meeting people that you've only known online for the
Yeah.
like for the very first time. Like I met Jada that night, I met Jackie that night, and like just like all these different people I'd known like adjacently through Zoom calls or through social media. It's just like the most amazing thing to like meet them for the first time in person.
Yeah, I bet. And now, like, look at the community now.
I know, yeah. And like, yeah, now Jada and Jackie and I were able to meet up usually every year in when we go home for the holidays, things like that. So yeah, it's really great.
Everybody's so welcoming. I met everybody for the first time this year in Georgia, and it was like I knew everybody already. Like I'd never not met them yet. So it was just,
Right?
uh,
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you get this like sense that like, you know, when people turn their internet persona off, especially like influencers or people with like larger followings, you're like, oh, like, are these people going to be how they have acted like on camera? Are they different off camera? And, or like, are they different in person? Is this going to be super awkward? Like, we've never, like, I don't know how tall you are, you know? And
Mhm.
so, like, it's just really comforting to know that we've built such a safe community that, like, everybody and is exactly has as they presented online because they have just been their authentic selves.
And they can be, which is 100 times better.
Yeah, it's
And
awesome.
speaking of community, like if you're talking to somebody, this is my final question, I promise. If you're talking to somebody who's contemplating joining or who's looking for a community to join and is either a shark enthusiast or a shark scientist, how would you not convince them to join Miss, but just tell them like, hey, there's this space here for you, or hey, come and join us, or just like what would you tell them to kind of sway them into applying to become a member?
Yeah, so for prospective members out there, we have some really amazing programs for research, for professional development, for community building. As the events coordinator, I can like shamelessly plug that our virtual events are super great. We have an amazing committee who puts events together just for you. Um, our research programs are amazing. I'm part of the Miss working groups, and like I said, even though I'm not a part of the shark science world as my day job, like I get to tell people that like being a shark researcher is my side hustle, which is like very funny. And it's all because of Miss, and I've had a bunch of really great opportunities to do research and to travel on like Mrs. Dime, which I feel like is really, really rare in this field to get like things paid for, especially in this like really rough economy where, you know, paid opportunities or like free opportunities are really hard to come by. Um, and yeah, on top of that, the people here are great. You don't have to be exclusively a shark scientist to be a Miss member. There's no judgment in that. Like we have a ton of people who have even started off as like sea turtle researchers or like I don't know, just psychology majors, somewhere outside of the shark science field and actually pivot in because of Miss, which is super awesome. I think it's really great to see that kind of like um field like how do I say this? Like professional field diversity and to bring that into shark sciences for Miss. So yeah, please join. I've been a member for 5 years and I haven't regretted a single minute of it because it's just so much fun.
The first ever Miss member, y'all, right here.
Yes, that's me. Or maybe that's Lauren. I don't know. We'll have to argue over that one.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
I say us, like it's literally just us right here, me and you.